Not tonight. Not tonight.
That's way under too high for me. Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslingers Syndicated Radio Network.
All right. You know what? Let's just jump right back into the phones.
Jump.
Let's get to Ed in Riverside. Ed, how are you?
Pretty well, thank you. How about you?
Well, you know me, I bitch, but nobody listens.
Hey.
What's going on?
Well, it's been a beautiful couple of days.
Hadn't it?
This weather just is perfect. I wanted to mention to the gentleman, the first-time caller who called and was wondering about the future for Second Amendment in California, he ought to join the California Rifle and Pistol Association.
Absolutely.
I did it for 1 year. I looked, I read their magazine. I saw what all they had to offer. The next year, I got a life membership.
Yep.
There you go.
And there's no better organization, especially for us here in the People's Republic of Occupied California.
Couldn't agree more.
So that is what I would recommend.
Yep.
And if you want a gun question, the gentleman who called asking for the $400 range, small hammerless. There's a couple of others who play in that range, Ruger and Charter Arms. What's your opinion of those two?
Ruger, you can't beat a Ruger.
No,
But
Charter.
Charter Arms, they are a solid firearm. We do sell them. Wouldn't be my first pick, but if on a budget, I wouldn't have any problem with it at all.
Economically speaking, they are price corrected.
Yeah, the Ruger though, in the $400 range, I think the one that's what do they call it? The PRC. I can't think of it. Again, I'm not in the retail much these days, but
it's an SP 101.
The SP 101 is a small 357, but that thing's in the 600s. That's an expensive little firearm.
Okay.
The P90, perhaps.
No, P90 is a semi-auto.
Oh yeah, we're looking at yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a polymer revolver with no hammer, and the barrel is steel lined. And what is it? It's a something 38. What is it?
LCR.
That's it. The LCR series.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know what? They're a good solid gun. They're in that price range, but they bark. Because it's so lightweight and small, so they are going to have some recoil issue.
Yeah, and they can play. They handle that plus P and everything. And coming out of such a light firearm.
Some people okay, some people not so much.
You got big, strong hands. Maybe that's good for you.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right.
The Kimber that was your first choice. I know they make that in I think a 2-inch barrel. Mm-hmm. And they make some longer barrels too. I think they go up to 4. I don't think they go to 6 yet.
No, but they do make. I have a 4 also.
How easily concealable is the 4-inch barrel in the Kimber?
It's not nearly like the 2-inch, but it's still fairly decent. It will kind of measure out to be a thinner version of like a Glock 19. Mm-hmm. So it would be in that area. If you are doing something other than maybe on the hip, like maybe a small of your back kind of holster, or under the armpit kind of holster, I think you'd be okay with it. But on the hip, it's going to stick out a mite. Just because of the fact that it's got the 4-inch barrel and it's got a little larger butt on it than. Did I just say that?
Butt.
Anyway, so.
Well, thank you. Oh. And I just wanted to say, keep making America gunslingers again.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Take care, Ed. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Ed.
All right, thank
Bye-bye.
you.
You bet.
Hey, Mr. Enigma over on Rumble, because everyone online, you remember, we're looking at your comments and questions there. Brought up Taurus.
Taurus Model 85 is again.
again, for the price, they're well priced for a fairly decent tool.
Yep. If this is what you can do, then absolutely, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Taurus of today is not Taurus of 20 years ago. There was a time then you kind of didn't really want to deal with Taurus, but not today. There's Taurus USA. They're down in Florida, and that's where, if anything goes wrong, that's where your stuff goes, and they stand behind all their stuff.
Yep.
And I would recommend, believe it or not, once upon a time, Smith & Wesson hand-built everything, and then they went to the CNC machining, and all their old machines
all went
to Taurus.
Yes, sir.
So there's that. You're getting an old Smith & Wesson made firearm.
Yeah, and I mean specs and all, not just the machines. They were pretty much cloning exactly what they were producing before.
Yeah, so they got that. So they got that going for them.
Yeah, buddy.
Which is nice. Let's get to Robert in Sherman Oaks. How are you, Robert?
Evening, Robert.
I'm good. Sorry, second phone call. I have questions.
Yeah,
hey, come on, keep on going.
It happens. So, Jeff, you say you're on your CCM. You carry a Kimber 3G7 SK6,
KS6,
KS6, 2-inch barrel.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking for. As I actually applied with LAPD, because my first one is the SIG 365, and I wanted the second one.
That'd be a great one.
Heck yeah.
I'm Riverside County, I believe, allows you 6, so you can pretty much any kind of outfit you want to wear.
Dress accordingly.
And I think I have 4 on mine.
Can I carry a Benelli?
Benelli M4? I think that'd be a little hard to conceal. I'm pretty sure they want you in handguns.
Also, you guys were talking about the Remington statues. They're incredible. I actually just acquired one last week, the Brucking Bronco, number 33 of 100 after Remington.
I know the statue, yeah.
I always wanted one. I got one for my buddy's estate sale. So
very cool.
If you're ever looking for more of them, you always have them in.
No, you know what? Always wanted one.
Yeah.
Got one. And by the way, I was looking at your catalog, number 265A, Colt Government 911 with box and instructions.
Yeah.
1923. Wow.
I know. This is we get some cool stuff.
I'm going to have to disinherit my kids.
I completely understand. So.
And also something I found very interesting is the Ruger Security 6. From the 80s, we called it the boat anchor. My buddy and I, back when we were able to have FFLs in L.A., we bought that at the Modesto police auction.
Yeah.
Totally hated that gun. I'm like, well, that thing has value. That thing has that's cool stuff.
Funny enough, the Security 6 has ever since it's been discontinued has made a roaring comeback for popularity.
Yes, absolutely.
And they get really good money for them. Yeah.
I think we paid it. I don't know if I'm sure you've been up there. It was like that room in Modesto, the police auctions, and they had a zip cord of. A zip tie of guns, and they threw that in there. And of course, you had that piece of junk, 25 stainless, whatever, and
Ravens
Ruger,
Jennings. Yeah,
we've always called it the boat anchor, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute, this has some traction.
Just about everything that Ruger discontinues for some reason. Remember the red label over/under shotguns? They were always $800 to $1,000. Ruger discontinued them. Now they're double that.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, and
it's absolutely amazing.
Yep.
That my buddy and I are going through our collections. And I'm like, remember this? Oh, this is a piece of junk, or this or that. Oh, no, it's no longer. It's
not anymore.
No.
Except for I think it was called the Raven 25.
Oh yeah.
Stop bringing in your Raven.
Yes. Please don't bring those to Gunslinger Auctions. Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, can you sell that for me?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, really quick. We're at one of my auctions, and we had just a ton of antique stuff, and it's all going for high dollar and very, few people are capable of bidding on it. And for some reason, that we had a bag full of lighters. And they were all gun-shaped lighters. There was like 20 of them. And this, we estimated valued this like $10 to $20. And, all right, here we go. We got $10, got 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 75, 85, 95, 105, 1 what a half, what is it? $175, $200 on these stupid, are you people out of your mind?
Bag of lighters.
None of them worked, but people were bored.
Yeah.
And that stupid bag of lighters went for like $250.
Yeah.
And it wasn't worth 10.
No, it wasn't worth the bag it came in.
And then it just got into a pissing contest, and it's just funny how
all you need is
works.
2 people.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what makes an auction, baby.
But we had almost half the auction.
If you guys are saying that, I have a shoebox full of Zippo lighters.
Oh, there you go. Hey, Zippos have some value, believe it or don't.
No, they do.
Yeah.
I've been collecting them for 30 years.
No,
one thing about the auction, no one wants to feel like a loser. So you know what? There's a fight anytime you jump in.
Absolutely. All right, hey Robert.
You know what? Honestly, you guys, seriously, you guys are so great, and I'm so glad I met you. I met you, Jimmy, at the last auction. I really love your auctions. I watch your show religiously. I tell all my friends and shoot them off to you guys. I'm like, you got to watch these guys.
And we appreciate that the most.
And I call in, I'm like, oh, I had second question, so it's okay.
No, we.
And then there's some CCW I'm applying for. There's some questions that I'll ask once I get. They call me in for my interview.
Okay.
Have you ever had an incident with a firearms question? That's kind of one of those weird things.
Yeah, well, I've been through the ringer in the old days when I first got. I've had mine. Next year will be 20 years. Yep. And
wow,
not one single incident
with a firearm. Yeah, I had someone break into my house and I discharged a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that considered incident? Yes.
Yeah, well, but that wouldn't be a concealed weapons incident. That would just be somebody broke into your house and you're trying to protect yourself. So
and you weren't out and about in the public.
And then another one was an accidental discharge.
Well, that's not good.
Those are the specific questions.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know exactly.
One of them, on the old form, one of them was, have you ever done anything that you weren't caught for? And you know me, so what did I put? What do you mean, like that Kennedy thing? And they actually stopped my whole procession for that. That's a true story.
Stop it.
They made me come in and explain.
Throw yourself under the bus, why don't you?
Guys, it's a joke. I mean, who's going to answer that question anyway?
No, but this is like kind of the question that they're at. I mean, I see on the application, the incident with the firearm.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't joke around like I did, because
no. I think the best thing is to be honest.
Yeah,
if I get it, I get it. I don't, I don't.
Yeah. All right, Robert, we got to go. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks again for listening.
Thanks. Take care.
We'll see you then. Yes, sir.
Little Indian Summer right there. I love this song. All right. Hey, guys, you're listening to the Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslingers Syndicated Radio Network.
And we're almost done.
Come on, last segment, folks.
Yeah, give us a call quick.
866-870-5752. Come on.
And we'll be back right after this.
Yes, sir.